Hey everybody, what's up? My name is Doug and I'm back to talk to you today about another baseball cap topic. I really got started by making a video about stretching and shaping baseball caps, mainly with this guy right here, which is a hat jack. I am a firm believer in this. It can really be a miracle worker because of the variation you get in caps. Or if you can only find a little bit smaller cap than you might normally wear and you really want to get that cap, this is a great way to stretch it and give yourself that extra room. This is not the only one that I own, but I've actually got two others. I have really modified the shapes on those two others as I progress from different head shape sizes. So this one I've kind of left alone as a reference model, but the other two, there's a couple of sizes that play and really head shapes that play. I am considered a long oval head shape, which just means that I'm longer in the dimension from my forehead to the back of my skull here than I am in the width of my head. As you progress down to a more rounded shaped head, you've got kind of the oval shape. So I've got the long oval. That's why I often need to shape my caps specifically for this. I use a medium, so that technically is specified as a 7 1/8 size up to a 7 1/2 long oval head shape. That's why I've always stuck with the medium. These are all mediums, but I've just modified this and this one to give me a couple of different flexible shaping options. Going from left to right, this is the one that's fresh out of a package. This has not been modified at all. This center one is kind of my medium. I'd call it the oval head shape version of the hat jack that I have. And this has been modified basically to take off the corners here. So I have access to a large industrial disc sander at my work. And basically I just put this on the work table and slide it into the sanding wheel, which is very large, and then just knock off the corners of that. And you can see how it changes the shape, where there's kind of a taper here on this angle, and then as it comes around, really I've knocked it off the corner there. I've really flattened that out a little bit. And so in so doing, that's really just changing the width, the overall width of the hat jack. So you can see as we go here, each one gets narrower. And this, I've just gotten more aggressive with the sanding on it. So you can see a lot more of the marks where I've knocked down this entire edge and really sanded this a little bit more around the curve. So what I've done is really I've taken out some of the shape here. You can see it gets much more vertical here as opposed to the taper that's on there when you start with it. You might ask the question, why did I keep modifying medium hat jacks? What about just buying a small one to get the small shape? And to be honest, I didn't want to take a chance that the turnbuckle in the middle was too small. So if I went to a smaller hat jack, would I still have the same room to expand the turnbuckle in the center of the hat jack, that blue element there? Just wanted to make sure that I had all the travel that I needed for my 7 1/2 long oval, and did not want to take a chance on getting a small. The refresher on doing this is that you're going to insert the hat jack. Basically, you just want to make sure that the axis of the turnbuckle here is lined up really with this cap doesn't have one, but normally you'd have an MLB or league symbol there, and also the logo on the front. So you kind of want to make sure it lines up with the 5950 seam tape and that you're pretty linear here. So, and then you just crank this until it's about hand tight, and make sure you're pretty level here, that the seam is about flush with the flatness of the wood. And then get it hand tight, and then you're hitting it with some steam, and then you'll feel the steam kind of loosen up the dimensions of the cap again, and then you can keep giving this cranks until you stretch it open. Again, I'm showing it dry here, but you want to definitely have it over a teapot for the steam action. The smaller the width of your hat jack gets, the more threads you're going to have to crank open on this. Because if I put this hat jack over here in here, and crank this till it was tight, you'd see a lot more of the exposed threads here, and that kind of goes progressively from this hat jack to the one on the end. And this is kind of the extreme version of the oval or long oval head shape that I strive for. Again, it's just something to watch out for. You get a little bit of read through of the sweatband there, and if you steam that this way, it might get a little bit more definition, but that's kind of the price you pay. And once your head's in here kind of filling out this volume, I think it becomes less noticeable. But it's just basically that these 4 panels have a lot more of the stretch going on than the front 2 that are reinforced with the buckram. So there you have it. Really just simple way to modify the hat jack so that you can get a little bit more fine-tuned shape if that's something that you need to get a cap to fit your head or to stretch it in a better shape for you. So as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.